Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Warren Buffett said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." What's a real-life example of this? The r/@work mod that did an interview with Fox News and completely tanked the sub's momentum almost overnight. God, that was so unbelievably bad, but it was also exactly what I expected from a fucking Reddit mod. Yes, it's kinda a lot sus. Wow. You need to get some perspective on what exactly a moderator, note the capitalized M, which indicates respect for the role BTW, is and how they get that position. Short version, 24 months at the academy, 12 months of field training, and only then can they proudly call themselves moderators. If you think it's easy being a mod, then think again. They put their very lives on the line every day. The risk, the pressure, the consequences of making the wrong decision that could lead to things such as open debates, differing opinions, and so on. And it's not like they can relax after a day of work. No, they're on 24/7. You don't take vacations when you're literally the pillar of the internet. It was honestly so embarrassing that it made me wonder if Fox had paid them to put on the worst interview of all time. Overnight. I feel like it was tanked by the end of the interview. The response from the rest of the work mods really sealed the deal though. Mass bans and locking the sub for a while. There was a PC building company earlier this year that disqualified a prize winner because the company owner thought the winner's social media presence was too weak. Not fake, mind you, just not popular enough to be worth sponsoring. You're forgetting the follow-up to that. After the fallout and bad press ramped up, he then fired all of his staff over chat and cancelled the majority of their final salary checks along with all of the builds they were working on and rejected all of the refunds that people requested when they heard the news. I'm still waiting for Gamers Nexus to deliver what I'm guessing is going to be an exhaustive dive on that whole debacle. Not only that, it blew the lid off the fact that they were using parts of subpar quality, as people who had bought from them before cracked open their builds to find things like third-party hardware with artificial throttles installed. They were ripping off their customers, but nobody clued in until the scandal broke. Artesian builds, right? Yes. Gerald Rater. At one time, Raters were a nationwide chain of jewelry shops in the UK. They were known as an affordable jewelry shop. In 1991 he was a guest at the Institute of Directors and made a speech where he called the stuff sold by his shops total crap. A popular range of earrings was described as being cheaper than a prawn sandwich and compounded it by saying the prawn sandwich would last longer. Shares in the company dropped like a stone and he was fired by the majority company shareholders. They just rebranded as Signet and are one of the world's largest jewelers. It badly hurt the stock at the time, but it was very temporary. Jared, Zales, Piercing Pagoda, and a few Canadian-specific stores. All one company. There was an interesting podcast on this. While he did indeed make those comments, and had actually done so before, it was a prelude. His overall point was that his success was due to the fact that he gave customers what they wanted, and while the elite in the room might look down on the customers for what was perceived as poor taste, he had made a fortune catering to them. The remarks were designed to make him look self-deprecating, but when taken out of context, it led to his downfall. Tim Harford Cautionary Tales did an episode on this, maybe that's the one you're thinking of. The PR chick traveling to South Africa who tweeted something like, "Heading to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white." Turned her phone off for the flight, and by the time she turned it on when she landed, it had gone viral and, if memory serves, she had already lost her job. Edit. Quite a few people commenting that she must be awful at her job and / or she should have known better. One, in the earlier days of social media, it was reasonably expected that your posts would remain private among your network. This is one of the first cases of a non-celebrity post going viral and being publicly shamed for it. There was no precedent. Bad judgment. Of course, but 2013 and 2022 are very different times. Her ability to craft effective corporate communications is not diminished by the poor judgment mentioned above that she exercised once. Presumably, she was hired by other firms, and perhaps rehired by her old firm, not because of her fame, but because she was actually skilled at what she does. Edit 2. While I haven't seen it, the sheer number of references to the Family Guy seems to indicate that yes, they did parody this situation in an episode. Seems like Seth MacFarlane's brand of humor. John Rosso wrote about that in So You've Been Publicly Shamed. Highly recommend. Yeah, IRC. It spread so fast that when she landed there were already people at the airport waiting to give her shit for it. She was like one of the first examples of that happening, right? We had a beloved band instructor at our high school. He worked there for years and everyone thought he was a great guy. He went to a band camp car wash fundraiser and decided to jerk off to the girls washing his car. While he was in it. In the matter of a few moments his life was ruined. Edit. The fact that so many people are saying if it was this or that incident in their hometown is really sad. It looks like this disgusting behavior is way more common than I imagined. We had a band teacher at my high school that even the non-band kids loved. He got caught fucking an 18-year-old student by my cousin and was forced to resign. A year or two later my cousin got caught fucking the new band teacher and now they're married. Edit. My cousin was a student during both instances. The new band teacher got fired and is a registered sex offender because she wasn't of age. They're married now. Well, that took a wild turn. Same, our choir director was blasted out of his career by a TikTok video of him trying to kiss a freshman. Dude was in his 50s with a wife and kid making 6 figures as a choir director, literally had it made in the shade and poof jail instead. We have the best choir directors because of jail. This is just so dumb. There's no way in hell that's the first thing like that he's done. He did other awful things before that and finally went too far. He forgot his car had windows. I was just reading a story about how a police officer with a perfect career ruined everything by buying doubts and scanning a barcode for a carrot to make it cheaper. Lost his job for that. Real thing apparently. The UK cop paid 7 pence, 9 cents, for a £7.75, $9.50 box of doubts. Stealing doubts is the most stereotypical corrupt cop crime. We've had a bit of an odd recent history of famous people stealing donuts. Manchester United's goalkeeper, earning millions of pounds a year, just walked into a Tesco, picked up a box of Krispy Kremes, and walked out without paying. IRC. He claimed that he didn't know how it worked, but the dude is from Spain, he should know how shops work. Edit. I did not remember correctly. Me, my cousin and a friend from Spain went to the shop, we were hungry and took the donuts. We were going to buy more things. I realized I didn't have my wallet, so I went out to the car to get it. Nothing more. They thought that I was leaving without paying, so I tried to explain to them, but my English is still not very good and we were there for a while. In the end a Spanish girl arrived and we understood each other, and in the end they ended up apologizing to us. They made a big thing out of nothing, but I took the whole thing as something funny. There was a police officer here, UK, who lost his job for stealing 90p, about $1, worth of Jaffa cakes from a charity shop. IRC. He took the cakes and just put 10p in the money box instead of the £1 that they were being sold for. I think the bigger fuck up that actually got him fired was that when questioned he tried to lie about it. He ended up being dismissed for gross misconduct as he had demonstrated a lack of honesty and integrity, and can never work in law enforcement again. Career ruined over 90p worth of Jaffa cakes. Detective Superintendent Mark Long, of West Yorkshire Police's Professional Standards Directorate, said, "This officer's actions do not fit with the values of the organisation and he has been dishonest when challenged. It is accepted that the items involved were of a very low value, but honesty and integrity is a fundamental quality of being a police employee. An independent legally qualified chair has found that his breach of the standards of professional behaviour constituted gross misconduct and he has been dismissed from the force." https://www.independent.co.uk/news/UK/crime. It wasn't a charity shop, it was the tuck shop of the station he was in, basically a bunch of treats with a price list and an honesty box. Word got around the station that he was fucking with it, I think because he outright told someone, and so CCTV got checked. If you can't be trusted around your own tuck shop, you can't be trusted around cases. The CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch when he said something like, "I want cool people to wear our clothes, not fat people," when asked why they didn't carry any plus-sized clothes for women. The term cancelled wasn't really a thing back in 2013, but man did A and F get cancelled hard after that. The funniest part about this to me is that the guy looked like Gollum but had the nerve to call other people unattractive. Yes, for those who think this is an exaggeration, I assure you he was a walked episode of Botched. His face was fucked up. Didn't he also say something like, "I'd prefer to burn clothes rather than donate them to poor people and have poor people ruin our brand"? He just got caught on the record saying the quiet part out loud. Destroying unsold inventory is very common. Not just luxury brands like Burberry, but all the way down to Nike and H&M. Amazon alone destroys millions of unused/unsold items every year. Most people either don't realize the extent of the waste or don't care. Michael Richards, who played Krummer in Seafelt, ruined his image literally in 5 minutes when he lost his cool and went on a racist rant. Yeah, he did a very stupid thing, and he won't be getting any acting gigs anytime soon. He will live comfortably off Seafelt royalties for the rest of his life. The one people from Seafelt that are receiving royalties are Jerry and Larry David, though the other actors weren't able to get royalties. Holy shit. I had no idea that happened. Just watched the video of it and what the fuck. Absolute career suicide. I'm gobsmacked.